For our last story tonight, let's talk about art. It is having a tough time. Auction volumes are down, values are low, and global art sales are falling. Last year, they saw a 12% dip. The year before, they saw a 4% fall. From China to the US, from France to Italy, art, like I said, is having a tough time. But not in India. Here, the art market is booming. This week saw the sale of the second most expensive Indian artwork. This comes a few months after the most expensive Indian artwork was sold at an auction. So what's behind this trend? And what does the Indian art market look like? Here is a report.
Art is what you make of it. Whether that means creative pursuits, treating art as a collector's item, or even as an investment. Take Amrita Sheargill's The Storyteller from the year 1937, for instance. It was up for auction in 2023, when it went for $7.45 million. This was a new record for a work of art by an Indian artist on the auction block. Until this year, when the late renowned painter M.F. Hussein's Gram Yatra of 1954 was being auctioned at Christie's in New York. It was estimated to be worth $3.5 million. It was chased by 5 bidders, and finally sold for a whopping $13.8 million, making it the most expensive Indian modern artwork sold at an auction, globally. And this week, a work of art by V.S. Gaitonde has become the second most expensive Indian artwork sold at an auction, fetching $7.5 million. Now, these are record-breaking works of art. But they tell a larger story. India's art market is booming. There is no single figure that sums it up, but there are signs. Apart from the famous painting sales, according to Artsy, which is an online art marketplace, Indian artists saw the largest surge in demand on their site in 2024. In fact, total auction sales from India's biggest houses, from Pundols to Christie's and Sotheby's Mumbai, sales have more than doubled between 2020 and 2022, going from $41 million to $92 million. And this is not just about auction houses. Take any big Indian city, Delhi, Mumbai, or Bengaluru, and you'll find a vibrant art scene with massive art fairs. They have seen major growth over the past decade. New art centers and exhibitions have also opened up, further boosting the art market. Why is this happening? Experts say that the biggest reason is India's economy. Barring the pandemic years, India's GDP has grown annually at an average rate of over 7% since 2009. With this, the appetite for art has increased as well. This is happening while art markets in other major hubs are facing challenges. Last year, global art sales plummeted by 12%. They fell for a second consecutive year. Sales fell in almost every region. China was most affected, seeing a decline of 33%. The US, the world's largest art market, decreased by 9%. Meanwhile, both France and Italy saw a decline of 10%. But in India, art consumption is increasing, and domestic as well as international buyers are flocking to auction houses to get their hands on India's so-called modern masters. The group of famous painters including M.F. Hussain, Souza, and S.H. Raza. So, while the global art market faces a slowdown, India's art scene is thriving, driven by economic growth, rising demand, and a renewed appreciation for Indian artists. If the current trend is anything to go by, this is just the beginning.
Firstpost now available in 9 languages on YouTube. English,
Stands at $36 trillion.
French,
Le FMI, comme
German,
Geschäftsführenden Direktor,
Hindi,
$30 trillion ka karjo.
Indonesian,
Pemerintah tanpa pemeriksaan.
Italian,
Kali radikali.
Japanese,
4 兆ドル以上も
Portuguese,
por causa do próprio balanço patrimonial.
Spanish.
Beautiful bill.
Go to Settings, click on Audio Track and select the language of your choice. Be the first to know what's happening around you in your first language. Firstpost.